Welcome to a deep dive into Christmas music. We're going to be unwrapping a playlist that you sent us full of holiday classics from, well, all those familiar tunes, from the heartwarming to the ones that just, kind of tug at your heartstrings. I'm really curious to see what we find.
Well, what's so interesting about Christmas music is it's like looking into a sonic time capsule.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
It not only reflects like the holiday spirit, but also the time period that each song was written in.
Right.
And, I think you'll find some of these kind of underlying themes really hit home with us, maybe in ways we don't expect.
Interesting. Okay, so let's jump right in. One of the big themes, and this seems to come up in a lot of these songs, is love and longing, that yearning for connection, especially during the holidays. And, all I want for Christmas is you that's pretty straightforward, right?
Sure.
But Last Christmas, that one has a few more layers to unpack.
Yeah, Last Christmas it's not your typical breakup song. It kind of speaks to a really specific type of heartbreak, one that's made even worse by the holidays. Think about those lyrics. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away.
Oh, yeah.
It really plays on that almost like societal pressure to be with someone during the holidays, right?
Yeah.
Have someone to share everything with.
Right, yeah.
And then all that imagery, the snow and the gifts, usually symbols of happiness and joy, they kind of become metaphors for losing love.
It's almost like this song is pointing out that while everyone else is celebrating, on the surface, someone might be going through this, very personal and really intense loss. And it kind of leads perfectly into another theme that we're seeing, which is, well, it's like the opposite, right?
Right.
It's that festive cheer and nostalgia. Songs like Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree and Jingle Bells, they really capture that.
Oh, absolutely. And what's really fascinating is how these songs use music to evoke that sense of nostalgia.
How so?
Well, take Jingle Bells, for example. It's got a fast tempo. It's in a major key. Those are like the building blocks of joy and excitement in music.
Right.
And then you add those sleigh bells. Oh, it's like an instant time machine to a simpler time.
Oh, that's interesting. You say that, Jingle Bells taking us back to a simpler time, because it wasn't originally a Christmas song.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was written for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Talk about a song transforming over time. Speaking of transforming, let's shift gears a bit to a song that recognizes that the holidays, well, they're not always happy for everyone.
Yeah.
Blue Christmas.
Blue Christmas is such a powerful song, I think, because it really pushes back against all that forced cheerfulness that we usually connect with the holidays.
Right.
It acknowledges that, for a lot of people, the holidays bring up those feelings of loneliness or sadness or even grief. And musically, it does this by putting a White Christmas, which that's like the image of a perfect holiday, against the singer's actual, internal experience of a blue Christmas.
Yeah, and that imagery, that contrast, it's so stark. It's like the song is giving you permission to feel those more difficult emotions, like saying it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly.
Now, you included two songs that really tap into the spiritual side of Christmas, Silent Night and Mary Did You Know?
Yeah, both of these songs, they take very different approaches to the nativity story. Like Silent Night, with its quiet tone and that minor key, it really conveys a sense of reverence, like almost awe. It invites you to quietly contemplate the miracle of Christ being born. Whereas Mary, Did You Know, it takes a more curious approach, It almost humanizes Mary by asking if she truly understood just how important, just how impactful her son would be.
It's like it's posing questions that, a lot of us have probably thought about when we reflect on the Christmas story.
Right.
It makes it feel more relatable.
Exactly. And that really speaks to how powerful music can be, that it can take even these ancient stories and make them feel relevant to us today.
It's true.
Which actually brings us to a song that really captures that excitement leading up to Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
This one, it's like a scavenger hunt for all those little signs of the holidays, right?
Oh, yeah.
From decorations in stores to kids making their lists. It's like a sonic snapshot of that pre-Christmas energy.
Absolutely.
What about you? Do you have any personal traditions that this song makes you think of?
The line about holly that will be on your own front door always makes me think of of decorating our house with my family when I was a kid.
Ah,
There's something really special about making your home, like transforming it into that festive space.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of special, Christmas lights adds another layer to the playlist, that whole, romance under the twinkling lights.
Ah, yes. That classic holiday trope.
Right. But the lyrics, they go a little deeper, don't they?
They do.
Christmas lights just light up your face in a different way.
Yeah,
I mean, it suggests that the lights themselves are creating this magic, that makes you feel closer to someone.
yeah, it's true.
What about you? Have you ever noticed that certain people just seem, I don't know, more attractive under those Christmas lights?
Let's just say the holidays do have a certain magic to them.
Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. And it's not just about romantic love, is it?
Like Sleigh Ride, that one reminds us of all those fun times with friends and family. Like that camaraderie, that we associate with the holidays.
Right.
That line, just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Gosh, that one always gets me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you can almost hear, people laughing and feel that crisp winter air.
Yeah, it's just pure joy, put into a song.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's just the beginning. Your playlist has so much more to offer. Each song is like a little peek into, the heart of the holidays.
That's a good way to put it.
You ready to dive even deeper? I'm ready when you are. I think you'll find these next few songs, they really explore those feelings of togetherness and coming home, those things that we feel even more strongly during the holidays.
Definitely. And speaking of togetherness, Christmas with you.
Yeah.
It just gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. It's all about going home and cherishing those moments with the people you love. It's really interesting how they use those, very specific details to create that sense of homecoming.
Oh, how so?
Well, like those lyrics, children laughing down on the streets below, and the sound of Christmas bells for the town's nativity show.
Yeah.
I mean, you can almost picture like a cozy town square all lit up and bustling with that holiday spirit.
You really can't?
It's like a very deliberate kind of nostalgia, wouldn't you say?
It is. It is. It really paints a picture. And
Yeah.
it makes me think, what are some of the things that make Christmas truly special for you?
Well, for me, it's those traditions, the ones that have been passed down like through generations,
Mhm.
the rituals, the special recipes, the stories. It's those things that connect us back to our family history. And speaking of connections, underneath the mistletoe adds a little romance to our playlist.
Oh, yeah. This one's all about the anticipation, right?
Yeah.
That hope for a stolen kiss under the mistletoe.
Yeah.
It really taps into that I guess that universal desire for connection, especially during a time when we're bombarded with images of couples and families.
It is interesting, isn't it, how the mistletoe itself has become such a symbol of romantic possibility.
It's true.
Almost like it's a holiday tradition on its own.
Right.
It turns this ordinary plant into this almost, I don't know, charged space, where anything can happen.
It makes you wonder, have you ever had any memorable mistletoe encounters?
Perhaps we should save those stories for another time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But what I do find really interesting is how these songs, whatever their theme, they have this way of transporting us.
Yeah.
They tap into our memories, both personal and cultural. It's like they're creating a soundtrack for the whole season. It's true. Even if you haven't personally experienced, a blue Christmas or a romantic moment underneath the mistletoe, the songs still make you feel those things. Like they give us a shared understanding of what the holidays can be, both the good and the bad.
Mm.
But let's not dwell on the melancholy.
Yeah.
Your playlist has a song that's pure celebration. Feliz Navidad.
Oh, I love that one. Feliz Navidad is such a great example of how music can break down those language barriers.
Yeah.
I mean, that simple message, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, it just resonates with everybody, no matter where they're from.
Yeah, it's true. I love how it blends Spanish and English.
Me too.
It creates that feeling of everyone coming together. And speaking of coming together, Santa Claus is coming to town. It reminds us of all that magic and excitement, especially for kids.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting how that song, how it mixes that anticipation with that gentle reminder to be good.
Right.
Like he's making a list and checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. I mean, it's a playful way to get kids to behave.
It is. It's definitely got that whimsy, but it also reflects that bigger idea we connect with Christmas, that, the importance of being kind and generous.
Yeah, Absolutely. It's not just about, getting presents. It's about giving them and making other people happy. And speaking of giving, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. It reminds us in a clever way that Christmas isn't about all the stuff, the material things.
This song, it's so fun, but it also has that message about redemption.
It does.
Even the Grinch, with his heart 2 sizes too small, he's changed by seeing people be kind and generous.
It's a classic story, It reminds us that even the biggest Scrooge can be touched by the spirit of Christmas.
It's true. As we keep going through your playlist, we come to a song that really captures that mix of nostalgia, hope, and even a little bit of sadness, that often comes with the holidays. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Gosh, that one always gets me. It was actually written during World War II.
Oh.
Yeah, a really tough time. And the lyrics, "Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight." They offer this hopeful vision of a better future.
It's amazing how a song written during such a, a difficult time can still resonate so much with us today.
It is.
I guess it speaks to that human need for peace and joy and connection, especially, when things are hard.
It does. And sometimes, all we need is just that simple expression of goodwill, like, "We wish you a Merry Christmas."
Oh, yeah. Those lyrics, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. They're so joyful.
Yeah.
It's like a musical hug.
It really is. It's that reminder that Christmas is really about spreading joy and good cheer, both to the people we love, but also, to the people around us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you picked a song that really captures that awe and reverence we associate with Jesus' birth, O Holy Night.
Oh, Holy Night. That one is powerful. It's such a strong expression of faith, of, the real meaning of Christmas. That soaring melody and those lyrics, they create this sense of wonder. It invites you to really think about that miracle of Christ being born and the hope that it brings.
It's true. Those lyrics, "Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, O night divine, O night when Christ was born," they really are moving.
Yeah.
It's a song that goes beyond, just one religion.
Mm.
It speaks to that universal longing for peace and love and redemption.
It does. And speaking of peace, Happy Christmas, war is over. It blends those Christmas feelings with a really strong message of unity and ending conflict.
It really does. It's like it's saying the spirit of Christmas should go beyond our own celebrations and embrace this vision of peace for everyone.
Right. The lyrics, "So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun." They encourage us to look inward and work towards building a better, more peaceful world.
It's a message that's especially important during the holidays when we're surrounded by all those messages of love and hope. And speaking of hope, your playlist ends with a song that celebrates just the simple joy of a snowy Christmas. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow.
Ah, yes. That song, it's pure winter bliss.
It is.
Perfect for curling up by the fire and just enjoying the simple things.
Those lyrics, "The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful, and since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow." They're so inviting.
They are.
It's like it's reminding us that sometimes the best way to enjoy the holidays is to just relax and be present.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And with that, we've reached the end of your fantastic Christmas music playlist.
Wow, what a journey. We really went through a lot, didn't we?
You did.
Love, longing, joy, sorrow, faith, hope, generosity, and just the magic of the season. This has been a really interesting deep dive.
It has. It's been a pleasure exploring these songs with you. They really do give us a glimpse into what the holidays are all about, all those different emotions that come with them.
Now, before we go, we want to leave you with something to think about. As you're listening to Christmas music this year, pay attention not just to the music itself, but to the stories behind the songs and how they make you feel.
Think about how those songs connect to your own life, to your own memories and traditions. Let the music, let it transport you, let it inspire you, and fill you with that holiday spirit.
And from both of us, we wish you a wonderful and musically filled holiday season. As we've been going through all these songs, I can't help but notice how they kind of reflect how our culture has changed over time.
Oh, it's true, isn't it? We've seen how Christmas music captures those moments in history, and the trends, and even how our views on the holidays themselves have shifted.
Like think about how we have all the secular Christmas music now, along with those traditional carols,
Hmm.
it really shows how Christmas is celebrated differently now, don't you think?
Exactly. I mean, it's not just about religion anymore. It's
Yeah.
become this cultural, phenomenon. Like it welcomes all kinds of traditions and beliefs.
And even within, the religious Christmas songs, we see different interpretations,
We
like
do.
from the classic, beauty of "O Holy Night" to those more, I don't know, thought-provoking questions in "Mary, Did You Know?"
Yeah, it shows that Christmas music, kind of like Christmas itself, means different things to different people.
Right, right.
And I think that's what makes it so, so rich and interesting to explore.
As we wrap up our deep dive,
Mm.
I want to encourage everyone listening to keep listening to Christmas music with that
Yeah.
curious ear.
Yeah.
Like really listen.
Pay attention to the words, the melodies, how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Think about the stories they tell, what traditions they're holding up and the values they reflect.
Christmas music is like a treasure chest,
Right. Yeah. It is.
just full of these cultural insights and historical reflections and those personal connections.
It's all woven in there.
So keep listening, keep learning, and just keep discovering all that magic, that's in those holiday tunes.
Exactly.
And from both of us, we wish you a happy and musical holiday season.